Hi kids, Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post it up to Facebook and other social media waka waka doo da day. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. They are international, everywhere in the world. Just go on to betterhelp.com/Chris Godinez, fill out some questions, and they will place you with a licensed professional master's level or PhD level therapist in that state, or that can do international. And they're affordable. And that's what I really love about it. And, you know, if you need a good therapist, go to betterhelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, diving into today's question. So the question today was, is it better to let go of the wonder of how we could have been or would have been had we gotten what we needed growing up? Or is that going to bring back some sort of imposter syndrome? So, you know, it's common to do the whole, gee, how would I have been different if I had gotten what I needed? And you know, John and I had that conversation before I did Sunday's video. And it was like, you know, if I had had different parents, I probably would not have gone into psychology. I probably would not. So it's kind of a, isn't that interesting? So out of that horrible thing, something good happened, you know, and it's kind of a duality. It's like, okay, we didn't get what we needed. We didn't. I wonder how I would have been different had I gotten what I needed. Well, I would have done something probably else, you know? And you acknowledge it, you accept it, you know, you just accept it. It's like, it is what it is. You know, I didn't get the parents I wanted or needed. And because of them, in a way, okay, well, it led me down this path. If I had gotten the parents I wanted and needed, I wonder how things would have been different. But you kind of have to let that go, because that is a what if, and we have to live with what is. So it's kind of like, it's not, how do I explain this? When you work on your self-esteem, you get rid of the imposter syndrome, because it doesn't matter. It is no longer about the parents we had, the parents we didn't have. It is now about us. What are we going to do with it? How are we going to use the time that's allotted to us? What are we going to do with that? And that's what's important. And the imposter syndrome comes from the abusive parent, you know, taking credit for our stuff, which they do, or, you know, denying that we are smart, or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's like the imposter syndrome comes from the lack of self-esteem. If you work on the self-esteem, then you're going to be fine. The imposter syndrome is going to evaporate. It really does. So it's really just kind of acknowledging, like, you know what? I deserved better parents. I did. Would things have been different? 100%. And, however, I had the parents that I had, and the choices that I made have led me down this path. Okay, I'm going to own it. It's my path. There we go. It's no longer about them. It's about us. What are we going to do with the time that we have allotted? And it's really important to acknowledge yourself, validate yourself. Validate, yeah, I should have had better parents. I really should have. This sucked, you know, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna make lemonade out of lemons, because that's the healthy thing to do. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about so much. I mean, it's fun to kind of go down that what if path. Well, what if this had happened, or what if that had happened? It's kind of like the what if in the Marvel comic books. You know, it's like, well, what if this happened, and what if that happened? And that's fun to think about, but it's really important to come back to reality and live in what is. And what is, okay, our parents did what they did. Okay, now what? How am I going to make things better? How am I going to improve myself? How am I going to make sure that I do not allow their abuse to create imposter syndrome in me? Okay, I have to work on my self-esteem. So, Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn Schiraldi, Disease to Please, Harriet Breaker, or Facing Codependency by Pia Melody. The Inner Child Workbook by Catherine Taylor. You know, all of those things are really, really important. So yeah, we do all do that. That's common to have those thoughts. So please don't think that you're abnormal or weird, or you're going to have imposter syndrome because you're questioning, or or any of that stuff, which is kind of what I want to talk about more on Sunday. I want to really address things that are normal in the recovery of us, surviving abuse, thriving, coming out of it. So, yeah, that is a normal thing to do. It's like, wow, how different would I have been had I had the parent I wanted and needed? I often wonder that, but then I go, well, it is what it is. And this is what I've done with it, and I'm running with it, and I own it, and okay, it's no longer about them. It is, once we identify that they were abusive, once we identify that this is their issue and not ours, it is now no longer about them. It is now about us. It's about us healing. It's about us taking the initiative and taking our power back and working on ourselves and working on the self-esteem and really loving ourselves and doing the mirror work and journaling and, really owning the rest of our lives. Because, yeah, they screwed us up for the first, I don't know, 18 years, right? Or however long, 17 years in my case, however long they were able to spew their weirdness. But then after that, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm taking the bull by the horns. I'm taking the horse by the reins. And nope, I'm going to direct this the way I want to go. So it's now up to us. So yeah, we can blame our parents for sure. Absolutely. We can go, okay, this is where it all started. You betcha. But you have to at some point go, it is what it is. And now I'm going to work on healing the damage that they handed to me or gave to me or did to me, and I'm going to move forward and I'm going to own my own life and not be the victim. So this is where I think a lot of survivors of abuse get stuck, is that they get stuck in the story and they want to keep punishing the abuser, which normal, again, I'll be talking more about this on Sunday. It's normal to want them to face justice. It's normal to want them to get what they deserve. It is. It's totally normal. What's not normal is playing the victim and living your life constantly in victimhood and trying to punish them. It's like, no, it's no longer about them. Their karma is not your problem. Your problem is healing you. And the best revenge, honest to God, hand on to heart, is to live well. It really is. It's like to heal yourself, to live well, to love yourself, to be happy. That is literally the best revenge. They can't stand it when we're happy. They can't stand it when we're joyful. They can't stand it when we're owning our own success or owning what we're doing, because it has nothing to do with them. It has to do with us. So yeah, that would be my recommendation. So let me make sure I answered that question. Is it best to let go of the wonder of how it would have been? You don't have to let it go, but you can occasionally just kind of go, would have been interesting, but then let it go. Imposter syndrome is really created from the low self-esteem. The abuser comes in and basically takes credit for everything we've done and or tells us lies about who we are. So it's really important that we work on the self-esteem so that we know who we are. And we know that we know what we know. You know what I'm saying? So that's really, really important. All right. I think that is it. Okay. So on Sunday, I want to talk about normalizing the healing process. So what can we expect from the healing process? And these are some of the thoughts that we can expect. So it's normal, but you want to stay out of the story. You don't want to get stuck in the victimhood. You want to be able to go, yeah, this sucked. Yeah, this was abusive. Yeah, this was horrible. Yeah, I got low self-esteem from this. Yeah, I dated some real losers because of this. And now I am healing myself and I am working on myself. And I am doing the self-esteem workbook by Glenn Schiraldi. And I am working the inner child workbook by Catherine Taylor. And I am getting stronger and better. And I am moving forward. And I own my own life. That's really what it's about. Taking your power back. Take it away from them. They would love to think that they've influenced you for the rest of your life. Nope. You get to influence you for the rest of your life. So there that is. All right, my loves. I will see you on Sunday. We will talk about normalizing healing. I think that's what I'm going to name it. Normalizing healing, because there's weird things that happen when we heal. There's weird thoughts that come up when we heal. So it's totally normal. You're not crazy. You're just in the process of healing. So we're going to talk about all of that. You guys have a great week, and I will talk to you on Friday. Bye.